Manufacturing programs tonight. Today we'll go over a couple of different programs and we'll have a short video at the beginning of each, followed by some information by some of the program coordinators. So first off, we're going to go ahead and start with welding, and we'll be listening to Lindsay Gilbert.
Hey everyone, and thanks for being with us tonight. It's nice to have you all here. My name is Lindsay Gilbert. I teach welding technology. I actually teach up at the Carrollton campus, but we've got a campus in Louisville as well. A little bit about the program. We teach stick welding, MIG welding, TIG welding, blueprint reading, cutting processes, and welding certification. So what that means is you can learn how to do a lot of different things and you can combine them in different ways. Firstly, with stick, TIG, and MIG welding, you can take the basic fillet version of those classes. Then you move on to the advanced version the following semester. And then you can actually certify in stick and MIG welding through the Department of Highways and Bridges up to unlimited thickness. So you can do a lot of things with that. You can get just your certification to become a welder. So it's just welding classes. You can get your diploma, so that's welding classes plus 2 gen eds, or you can do a full welding degree, so an Associate of Science in Welding Technology, where you take all of the welding classes and all of the required general education courses. There's no special admission requirements. This is open to all students. This is great for students who have a little bit of welding experience, as well as students who have 0 welding experience. I'm a product of Jefferson. I went through the exact program that I'm teaching, and I started out not knowing how to do anything. So you can really, really go far in this career without having any kind of foot in the door. There's really, really good employment prospects. I was actually looking at the Bureau of Labor Statistics website right before this meeting, and the average salary is a little bit higher than what you saw on that video. For an average welder, you're looking at about $42,000 a year or about $20 an hour, but that's just for being average. If you can specialize and get really, really good at what you're doing, get different kinds of contracts through more specialized companies, you can make a lot more than that. You can even get into the 6 figures. As of 2019, the Bureau of Labor Statistics said that there were about 438,000 jobs open for welders waiting to be filled. So it's not going to be too hard for you to find a job. And employment is growing through 2026. It's supposed to grow about 6%. So you can feel good going into welding, knowing that you're going to be able to make a really good career out of this. I'll take any questions.
Okay, thank you, Lindsay. If there's no questions, we'll go ahead and we'll move on to our computerized manufacturing and machining with Mark Wright.
Well, hello, I'm Mark Wright, and I'm here to talk to you about computerized manufacturing, machining, and it's a great program. If you, I don't know how familiar you may be with it. There was a young man there operating a lathe. I've kind of just got this steel bar here in case you don't know what a lathe is. But basically, you take this a rod like this of a bar, a round stock, and you mount it and you turn it real slow, and you bring a tool in, and you basically can kind of like you think about somebody with a potter's wheel, you can make that thing anything you want, like a table leg or something like that. That's a lathe or a mill. You put a block of steel on there, and you come in with cutters from every direction, and you can machine. Basically, you're cutting steel to make just about anything you can imagine. We've also got 3D printers in both of our machine tool labs at the Shelbyville campus and at our new facility on First Street downtown, where we've got a variety of 3D printers, different types of materials. So we're manufacturing things piece by piece, part by part. So I mentioned we have two campuses with machine shops. We have one in Shelbyville that has day and evening classes. Our downtown campus and our new facility on First Street, the Ammett building, our advanced manufacturing facility, has got just a world-class machine shop in there with lathes, mills, and then CNC. I haven't mentioned these things can be done manually. You can go in manually and cut the steel. You can also program these machines so that you have a repeatable process. You can go into a CAD program, design an object in 3D, feed that to a machine, and then the machine will cut it out. So it's pretty neat stuff. And all these programs that we're talking about tonight, we have certificates, diplomas, associate degrees. The certificate is, just a quick, maybe a couple of classes to get you started, which can get you a job. Of course, the more training you have, the more opportunities you've got. But you take, one semester of machining, you can probably get a job in making $15 an hour working in a machine shop. You get the degree, you're going to be more like $30 an hour. And then of course that's not with overtime. So just great opportunities. And if somebody needs a part made quick, it's not going to go overseas. These are all, everything we're talking about tonight is our hands-on skills that are needed right here. That just it's very secure when you've got a skill that you can go make something with your hands and do it right here locally. That you're almost guaranteed to have work. A recent search for machinists show there were about 20 open positions in the Louisville area. But I think that's I've kind of probably covered the bulk of it. That we have small class sizes, usually about 12 students in these machine tool classes. So you get a lot of personalized attention, a lot of hands on the machine. So anyway, hope that helps, and I'll take any questions.
Okay, thank you, Mark. If there's no questions, we'll go ahead and we'll move on to industrial maintenance technology with Jared.
Hello and welcome to Manufacturing Night. I'm Jerry Pillitary. I'm Program Coordinator for the Industrial Maintenance Technology Program. We offer classes in industrial maintenance at Shelbyville campus. We have day and evening classes out there, and we have classes at the new Advanced Manufacturing and IT building down on First Street in downtown Louisville. Industrial maintenance covers electrical principal class that teaches basic AC and DC voltage and current. You work with Ohm's law, do some basic math functions on figuring out current or watts on electrical systems. We have, they showed in the video, a motor control trainer. All of my classes have a lecture and a lab base, and the lab is hands-on time. You spend more time in the lab, fortunately, than you have to in a lecture. But you get actual practical experience working on pieces of equipment that are very similar to processes you would work on in the field and maintenance. So about 60% of all the power that is produced in the United States is produced to rotate motors. So in maintenance, since the majority of manufacturing uses motors to convey things, or like machining, we use motors to turn the equipment. Since that's the majority of what all electric's used on, that's going to be your basis behind industrial maintenance. You're learning to work in industry or manufacturing, and the process of starting and stopping motors is the majority of what's going on inside electrical cabinets. So we teach a lot around the basics of starting and stopping, energizing motors, how to wire a cabinet that has motor control in it. We also introduce robotics, and they showed some yellow FANUC robots in the video. Robots are becoming more and more popular in industry. We're automating more equipment, more facilities every day. And as we become more and more automated, if you've seen any videos around UPS or Amazon with all the parcel orders, everybody ordering things now online, we have to automate more and more to be able to produce and ship all the product that's being ordered. Well, this requires more automation, and more automation means we need more maintenance technicians. The amount of individuals needed, and I did not have numbers like Lindsay and Mark did as far as how many jobs are currently open, but I know I get calls every week from local businesses looking for graduates. And I don't have enough graduates to be able to fill all these jobs. So the field is growing, and we also cover things like PLCs. A PLC is a programmable logic controller, and it's basically a computerized industrial piece of equipment that runs most of manufacturing. Practically all of the industrial or manufacturing facilities have PLCs running every piece of equipment in their plants. So we have a couple of classes that focus on programming PLCs, troubleshooting PLCs, and wiring up programmable controllers. So these are parts of industry and parts of manufacturing. Industrial maintenance can lead you into so many different directions. You could be maintenance for office buildings, or maintenance at a warehouse, maintenance at a hospital. So the field covers a lot of different areas. So I have about 12 different classes in industrial maintenance, one of them being welding that Lindsay teaches. We offer part of the degree if you go for the Associates of Applied Science. Welding is part of that required degree. So we cover blueprint reading, like I said, electrical, motor controls. We teach you mechanical abilities, how to assemble, properly put together motor drives and couplings, belts, pulleys, gears, ratios. So it's industrial maintenance, probably one of the broadest fields that we offer as far as how many different areas that you could find work in. So you can start with as little as 1 or 2 classes. You don't have to have any prereqs to get into the classes as far as general education classes. So you can take as few as 3 classes and earn a certificate. You can go for 45 credit hours and get a diploma, or you can go for 60 credit hours and go for a full Associates of Applied Science. And again, the job market is plentiful. There's always opportunities with very well-paying companies around that you could land industrial maintenance positions in. And I'd be glad to take any questions if anybody has any.
Okay, thank you for that, Jerry. We're going to go ahead and move on to our FAME program with Gene 5.
We need people with the right skills to do the jobs of the future. And quite frankly, we needed them yesterday.
We're investing in employment. We're investing in skills and workforce development. We're investing in high schoolers. We're asking the local business community to drive that. These are the actions that are going to be the difference. And this is why I'm confident that the vision for us to become the manufacturing hub of excellence in America is not a pipe dream. It will come to fruition, but it's our job to make it happen.
Our ability to generate skilled labor in this community is directly linked to our economic viability.
Kentucky FAME is a great partnership for Kentucky. It brings together manufacturers, the education community, and students to be able to promote manufacturing and the jobs and careers that are there for manufacturing.
What makes Kentucky FAME a little different partnership is it's led by the manufacturers. The quality and the precision that's required in the automotive space is extremely high. Each month we make 43 million individual pieces in North America. So you can imagine the requirements that we have are quite extreme.
For us, there's really no one on the street that can do what we do. You know, it's not like experienced automation technicians that are walking around looking for jobs.
Well, welcome everyone. My name is Gene Fife. I'm program coordinator for Kentucky FAME, the Greater Louisville chapter. And a little bit, FAME stands for the Federation of Advanced Manufacturing Education. So it's a partnership of manufacturers and trying to find highly skilled workers. So the way this is done is that FAME partners with JCTC to offer the whole Advanced Manufacturing Technician program, and new students enroll in the fall and begin a cohort that lasts 5 semesters. And during those 5 semesters, you also get real world working experience through a sponsor, a manufacturer. So you are actually earning while you're learning. So you have the opportunity to get a degree and graduate debt-free. So you're going to be able to work as an apprentice, earn and learn model, and that includes learning about electricity, things like fluid power, mechanics, fabrication, robotics, all the things that are necessary in today's maintenance world. I looked on Indeed.com this afternoon and looked up maintenance technician jobs just in the Louisville area. There were 334 open jobs right now for maintenance technicians. So the field is wide open. People everywhere are looking for skilled labor, and the FAME program allows you to get that. So you have a paid work experience, hands-on application through the school, and you're also going to get this AMT certification as a result of this program. So if you become a part of the program, you have a lot of career opportunities. So you have the opportunity to further your career, you're not only going to get the Advanced Manufacturing Technician certificate, but you have the opportunity to go further in your education, if you so desire, into another degreed program, maybe in engineering, if that the case may be. So if you're sponsored through Kentucky FAME, you get training for a future job. You also get a high-level technical education and some practical job experience. So 18 months of paid job experience that's going to match your learning environment. That's what Kentucky FAME brings to the table. So we're part of many chapters that's in the state of Kentucky. I believe there's 12 in the Commonwealth of Kentucky right now. The program is growing throughout the United States. Many states have picked up this type of program. We're fortunate to have a chapter right here in Louisville, and we are actively looking for students that want to be a part of the advanced manufacturing world. So it's a great opportunity for you to get your degree and graduate debt-free. So be glad to answer some questions of anyone that may have any.
Thank you for that information, Jean. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and go over engineering technology. Unfortunately, Bob Nance couldn't be here tonight, so Mark Wright said that he would be willing to speak. And we'll go ahead.
Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to try to talk a little slower this time because I sometimes get to going like a freight train. Um, but I see we're doing good on time. You've probably noticed there's some overlap in some of these. In fact, as you just watched that video, you saw some of the same equipment you saw in the industrial maintenance video, and there is some overlap in these programs just because of the history of the school and some different reasons. But all of these programs are going to give you technical skills, basic electrical skills. What's unique about the engineering electronics technology program, it's got a little bit more of an emphasis on electronics, and there is an electronics specialization in that program. Also, there's a CAD, computer aided design specialization. There's a computer repair specialization. There is a was the other one I was gonna mention. Um, Electronics, computer repair, CAD, and there's an industrial specialization which is similar to IMT. You know, I had an employer tell me just a couple of years ago. He said, I don't care what the degree's in. You give me somebody that can demonstrate that they can complete a program and that they understand tech. They've got some technical skill. I can teach them what they want to, what I need them to do. All of these programs are in high demand. There's just a lot of jobs out there in maintenance. I know in engineering technology, I know some recent graduates have gone to work for LG&E is constantly reaching out saying we need people. They'll hire you as an intern. You take a couple of classes, you can make $15 an hour, just like I said before about machine tool. When you graduate, you're almost sure to get about $25, $26 an hour, and that's not including overtime. A lot of technicians I know at some of these local employers, they're working overtime, they're making six figures. All of my students, when they've been out of school about 5 years, they all make more money than I do. So there's just a lot of great opportunities here. Almost all these programs qualify for the Work Ready Scholarship, which means the state says at whatever age you get that doesn't cover it, we're going to come in with that last dollar because we know these jobs are in high demand. So, you just, I don't know where else you can, what else you can do in 2 years. You can come out making bottom $40,000 is kind of the bottom end when you finish just about any of these programs. So I also wanted to mention, if after this is over with, if you have questions about any of these programs, I sort of know a little bit about all of them, and I can help if somebody says, I just really, I want to know what's the difference between these two things. But there's just a lot of great opportunity here. Demand for all of these in all of these areas is just continuing to grow because these are skills that you've got to have somebody here on the ground. It's not going to be outsourced. But anyway, that's just, I think I talked more maybe broad pictures, but engineering technology, there's electronics, you kind of got that emphasis on electronics. That's a little bit different. But a lot of our graduates are doing the same thing. They're programming robots on the factory floor. They're programming with PLCs, programmable logic controllers, pieces of equipment, telling it, how to operate. So anyway, I hope that sounds exciting to you. Again, there's if you like to do hands-on things, any of these programs are going to be very hands-on, and we've managed to maintain a laboratory environment. We've had very, very little problems this year with the pandemic, and we've had students on campus welding, and we've had them on campus programming equipment, programming robots, and getting these hands-on skills and getting them out in the workforce. So hope that you'll consider being a part of that too. And I'll take any questions. I'll shut up now.
All right, thank you for that information. So just wanted to reiterate what he was talking about. We have a couple of different scholarships that you can use for these programs. So there's the Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship, which are for technical programs. So all of these programs would be eligible for this. They are the last dollar scholarship, so it would mean that it's tuition free, as long as you're able to apply for FAFSA first. We also have the Evolve 502 Scholarship available for JCPS graduates starting from 2021 forward. As long as you meet all of those requirements for that, those two programs, they're both going to be that last dollar scholarship. So that way you can go to school with us tuition free. Now we'll open up the floor in general if you have any questions at all for any of the different programs or any general questions. We can also answer any admissions questions at this time as well. We have myself as well as Elizabeth Tier on here to answer any of those. All right then, thank you everyone for coming today. I hope that you enjoyed our manufacturing night. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of the program coordinators or reach out to me in admissions. Thank you.